What's going on, socialites? Welcome back to another episode. GPS Tracking, your podcast for everything you need to know about the global Pokemon Society, Draft League, and all things Pokemon news in general. So, a lot of exciting stuff on tap today. So, obviously, for those who follow the Draft League, which is the whole consensus point epicenter of this channel, we did finish week 1 of our 6th season. Yes, 6 seasons already. Very exciting. Back to doubles. Always love the nuances and strategies of doubles. So we'll be going over that. We got some interviews with Josh, head coach Waco Scizors, along with Ali, head coach the mighty Psyducks. And finally, we got a one-on-one interview with the reigning champion Danielle, head coach the Tokyo Togekiss. So hopefully we don't get too salty in that video since we are the ones who lost to her in the finals. But very exciting for that. And we got some general Pokemon news to go over as well. So let's hop right into that. I'm thinking of doing some changes to the podcast format, but it will take some more work on my end. So we'll see exactly how deep I want to go into it. So first up, we're going to go through some Pokemon news. Pokemon Unite. Blastoise was finally added last week. He's totally changed the meta. I'll be coming out with an updated tier list video because the meta has really shifted with the addition of Blastoise. Very good Pokemon. There was also a small balance update just yesterday, actually, on the 8th, that buffed Blissey. So everyone, when Blissey came out a few weeks ago and everyone was saying, oh, they're going to nerf her, well, they just gave her a buff, not only increasing her special defense significantly, but also buffing Safeguard, which, again, will you pick it over Soft Boil? Probably not, but a buff is a buff, so that's what matters. But yeah, Blastoise is finally out. We'll have to see what they decide to do. The mobile release is the 22nd, so it's only a couple weeks away now. We'll have to see what they do with that. I expect another Pokemon to come out. Will it be Sylveon? Most likely. Will it be Mamoswine maybe? I mean, they've been doing a lot of supports and defenders, so maybe next will be Mamoswine, who I expect to be an all-arounder. And yeah, we'll see what updates come with that. Next up, in Pokemon Go news, Inkay and Malamar debuted. You also had the Hoopa research this past week, so definitely, let me know if you were able to get a good Hoopa. It seems like most people did. I saw a couple people who seem to have kind of screwed out of a good, IV Hoopa, but let me know what you think. And make sure to check out Crystalanius. I'm hoping he'll get more into Pokemon Go news videos because he was always my source for Pokemon Go news. So if you want more in-depth sort of stuff there, he's definitely the one to check out. Alright, now more in the entertainment news. Pokemon announced Pokemon Evolutions. We remember Pokemon Generations from a few years ago. That kind of like made anime forms of all the major points in the entire game series up through I think it was only Gen 6, so maybe it was even more than a few years ago. And then we had Pokemon Origins, which was kind of just like a red, origin story. But now we get Pokemon Evolutions. So we can actually watch this trailer. It's actually really cool. We see the Winden Stadium. Look at that animation. That is sick. Leon, you've been bulking up, bro? Look at that jawline. My God. There's Hop. We'll have to see how annoying they make Hop. His voice in Pokemon Masters is very annoying. Xerneas. It was just cool to kind of see these important moments in the main series games redone through anime. Look, Hop with his freaking double. Like, he's gonna do something with it. Fall Guy. They're bringing Fall Guy to anime. My life's complete. So, yeah, that's that. And then also, and that's live now, by the way, when you see this. That should be up there on the Pokemon YouTube channel. We got, finally, Pokemon the Movie, Secrets of the Jungle, coming to Netflix October 8th. Make sure that you're signed up for their newsletter, the Training Club newsletter, so that you can get your Dada Zaru, that's the one with the scarf, and your Shiny Celebi. I already have those from Japan, but, you know, make sure you get those as well. Alright, now let's hop over and take a look at the Draft League, see what's going on after week 1 in the Society. Alright, so here we have the current standings after week 1. A lot of blowouts. Like a lot of blowouts. You can see the point differentials there. We had 2 perfect sweeps. Both Denver and PSG getting perfect sweeps. A bunch of teams getting 6 and 5 differential points. So very dominant there. And there was only one match that went to 3 games. And that was El Paso versus Lavender Town. So yeah, just crazy stuff. We'll see how the parity shifts in the week 2, of course. Let's just scroll down so that we can take a look at these other teams here. So these are the bottom half teams. As you can see, Lavender Town, the only team to get 1 game win. And yeah, you see that Daytona and Seattle were both swept in their respective matches. So we'll have to see exactly what happens after week 2, but very interesting to see all of these kind of lopsided games, and we go over that in some of our interviews with the coaches. Next, let's take a look at the top performing Pokemon of week 1. So these are the top performing Pokemon from week 1. We see a couple Pokemon with 6 knockouts. Now remember, these were in sweeps, so that means that you only got 8 knockouts. So 6 out of 8 went to Metagross of the Black City Zekrom and Calyrex Shadow Rider of the Pittsburgh Poltegeist. And then right behind them with 5 KOs apiece is Hatterene of the Boston Braviers and Suicune of Paris Saint-Germain. So some very dominant performances by these Pokemon. We'll have to see how over the next 9 weeks, 10 weeks total, how they perform. But yeah, with that said, let's get into some interviews with the coaches and see what their reactions to week 1 were. Hello, socialites. I'm joined now by Josh, head coach of the Waco Scizors. How's it going, Josh?
It's going. After a hard loss, it's going.
Yeah. We'll hop into that one. We'll talk about that. And Ali, head coach, the mighty Psyducks. What's going on, Ali?
Chilling, bro. You?
There you go. Very good. So this is our Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings movie review. All of us went and saw the movie yesterday. So just out of 10 rings, Josh, how many rings do you give Shang-Chi?
I'll give it 10 rings out of 10.
Wow. 10 out of 10.
It's probably, probably one of the best Marvel origin story movies that we've seen.
For sure. I'll just say I'll give mine last, but I will say my wife Katie, head coach of Denver Ninetales, I think she would agree with you. She said she actually wants to go see it again. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go see it a second time in theaters. I'll wait because I think it's going to be out on Disney Plus in like a month or 2. But So Ali, out of 10 rings, how many rings do you give Shang-Chi?
Out of 10 rings, I'm going to give it 9 rings. I do think it's probably the best origin story out of the MCU so far that I can recall. I mean, the only one that I can think of that matches it is I'm a big Captain America guy.
Yeah,
that was a great one. Yeah, Cap's still probably my favorite, but
I think for me the bar was Ant-Man before, and I think this surpassed it because I really liked the first Ant-Man movie as an origin story.
This might be a
Ant-Man
hot
was
take.
funny. Ant-Man was like a funny origin
Ant-Man
story,
was
like
funny.
the Ben and Baskin Robbins scene. You know, he goes from working at Baskin Robbins to being shrinking heist man. So
This might be a hot take, but I actually think Shang-Chi is only the second best superhero movie this year. I think it's still second to Suicide Squad.
oh, you still pick the Suicide Squad over it?
Still picking the Suicide Squad, and I'm a Marvel guy over DC, but Suicide Squad was brilliant.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
still,
it was
nine
really good.
rings. Yeah.
I can see both. I think I'm gonna go with Ali as well. I'm gonna give it 9 out of the 10 rings. I echo your guys' sentiments. I think the origin story and everything of Shang-Chi is great. I just felt like in the third act, basically like the last 10 minutes kind of let me down. I don't want to
rushed
too much. Yeah, just kind of like I felt like the Wenwu, the father, the quote-unquote Mandarin, even though he doesn't call himself the Mandarin in the whole movie, I feel like he didn't really redeem himself. Like, and he was a very complicated character, probably one of the better villains that they've made. You know, just like you could see from his perspective, you know.
Marvel
Like,
does a good
he's not
job
just
with
trying
that.
to destroy the world. He's trying to reunite the one person he ever really loved, or whatever. But yeah. And then I felt like, you know, so again, don't want to give away two spoilers, but after that, I felt like he didn't get redeemed, and then it's just like, oh, CGI boss fight. And then once that CGI boss fight was done, I felt like it went back to like what the first like 3/4 of the movie was, and I liked after that. It's just like that 10-minute span. I was just like, man, you know, I felt like you were tugging at my heart. You almost had it with that scene, and then I felt like they just kind of let that down. I feel like Marvel hasn't really been good at doing emotional scenes, you know, so that's why I can't give it the 10th ring there, but it's definitely very good. Definitely a very good movie. I recommend everyone should go see it.
For sure.
All right, so enough Marvel movie review here. So yeah, Josh, I guess you brought it up. So at this point in time, because obviously we're in the past recording this from when people will see this, but I have not actually watched your match. So why don't you walk us through? You obviously have I'll actually pull it up here, a very solid Rain team, very, very good Rain core. Bring that up here. So, you know, when the other coaches rated you, they rated you pretty highly. I think you got like you know, a top contender sort of thing, you know, in the hunt, whatever they wanted to call it. And you went up against Vero, who again, he's a veteran team. His team's pretty solid too. We'll just go look at his real quick. Very aggressive, has some synergies in there, but overall just a very aggressive team. So why don't you walk us through kind of what you did to prepare for the match, and maybe how that didn't work out, or what kind of like threw you for a loop in this game?
Well, I would say I prepared for the match in the way you probably typically prepare for the match, which was, well, I spent a lot of time acquiring Pokemon because I didn't have basically any of the Pokemon that I drafted. Well, I had some, but they weren't trained or anything. And then there were some I had to search for hidden abilities and stuff. So that I spent a lot of time kind of just training the last week. Even then, I don't have everything that I want. So like Zapdos, I'd prefer to have its hidden ability, but I need to get one of the ability patches or whatever. And I need all those Dynite ore. I'm kind of behind because I never really played through the DLC, so I don't have all that stuff like built up. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah. So I guess I thought I would be pretty speedy. I was kind of hoping to rely on speed and Swift Swim in the rain. But the electric terrain plus starting off with double electric Pokemon on Vero Beach's side, they outsped me. And so Kyogre was down in like one hit in the first game. I think I brought Kingdra in the first game. Kingdra was down in like one hit, and that it just kind of spiraled from there. Yeah. I was only able to take out one Pokemon in each match, and that was it. So it didn't really work out in my favor. I think the speed threw me for a loop. I guess I wasn't really expecting it, but maybe I should have, seeing the Pokemon on his team.
Surfer. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of what to say about that. I don't think I took advantage of. I think I could switch around some items probably on my team, and maybe try a slightly different configuration next time. I did bring Decidueye to the match, but I kind of fucked up Decidueye's training. I don't want to get into specifics, but I think I screwed up a little bit, and I think I could probably build it a little differently, a little better. But I want to see how some of the other Pokemon that I didn't bring work out. Yeah. Also in the future. And then the other thing is, I think I Dynamaxed just maybe too late in the game. I'm not sure that would have helped me in the first game so much. I Dynamaxed Scizor, and he did some damage, but didn't really do anything special.
Scizor's weird because he's actually like, I don't know. I feel like he looks stronger than he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, see, I'm kind of relying on his speed too, and like Bullet Punch.
Like Technician, you can do some good damage and get good priority and stuff. But I mean, overall, like, unless you get like a Swords Dance off somehow, it's kind of difficult to make him.
And I think
Dynamax.
In the game that he Dynamaxed, I can't remember who I attacked with him. I think I attacked Raichu, but I could be wrong. And it was like the Focus Sash threw me off.
Oh.
So I guess I forgot the Focus Sash exists. So that was kind of the bad trainer that I am. In the second game, I was like, I'm going to bring Seismitoad because ground type nullifies that electric. And Seismitoad definitely lasted a bit longer in the second game and even got a KO. But I also fucked up the Dynamax with Seismitoad because I would press Dynamax, check out his moves and who they were effective against, and I'd back out of the menu, and it went back to the normal non-Dynamax menu, and I used Earth Power and Hydro Pump like both times that way without even like.
Oh, so twice, yeah? Because you told me about that, I didn't realize you did it twice.
Yeah, I did it 2 times, and I was like, when he didn't Dynamax, and then we used Earth Power, I was like, what? And then I did it again. I'm like, what am I doing here? Why did I do this? But it didn't really matter so much because Mewtwo and Azelf took me out in that second game. And I felt almost like I was being mocked in a way in that second game. I don't think I was, but it was just kind of funny because like I had like no HP on either one of my Pokemon, and Vero Beach like Dynamaxed Azelf for like the last attack. And so that kind of
guarantee. Got a guarantee.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that. So I don't know what I would do to play better next time. I think maybe I'm relying too heavily on speed or something, but we'll see.
Yeah, Surge Surfer was probably like the perfect counter for that, and with you not having like a Lightning Rod Pokemon, probably the only thing you could have done to quote unquote counter that would just be like timely protects.
Yeah, and I think Kyogre did protect once, and I was able to miss a hit. But it didn't really help because in that first game, Kyogre was out with 1 Rising Voltage, and Kingdra was out with 1 Wild Charge.
Yeah.
And that was before they could even attack. So like I didn't even have a chance to do anything. It was my backbench that was able to get 1 KO. Zapdos, I guess, in that game.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah, so pretty tough. I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to bounce back though. Like your team is definitely very good synergy, some very strong Pokemon. So don't give up. That's all I have to say. As far as Ali, you haven't played your match yet from the time we're recording, but I'm sure you can probably echo kind of what Josh said about finding all those Pokemon that you need on your team. How's that going?
It's going good. I have to acquire 3 more post haste. Should be happening right after this recording. So the Ducks will be at full strength by the time the rest of the league is watching this video. So don't get any funny ideas because the Quack Attack is back, Jack.
This man texted me on Thursday night. I don't have any of the Pokemon on my team.
Wait, hold on. We had 2 weeks or a whole week.
And he texted me Thursday before like the weekend we're supposed to be doing battles. And I'm like, well, I got some of them. I don't have time to train all the rest for you.
You know, time is a funny thing. It's like, just it gets away from you. I wish I had more of it. All I can say is you don't average 2 wins a season by being prepared. So just trying to keep the brand alive. You know what I mean?
No, Ali, you gotta bounce back. This is your season. Look at this team. This is a very solid team.
It is. This is honestly on paper. I think this is one of my sexiest teams yet.
Yeah. I want to see what a Zacian without the rusty sword can do.
Yeah.
Good Dynamax with Lapras. You got strong Pokemon, Dragonite, Virizion, Clefable Redirection. Yeah. Probably the only thing that I see here is maybe I would want some special attackers. You have a lot of physical attackers.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. I mean, I might try and make some kinks before the trade deadline happens. Still have a little bit before that. I agree. There's a lot of physicality on this team, a lot of bodies.
Ollie, maybe you just need to bribe your way to a schedule with the low defense teams as ranked in the Discord server.
Well,
check that.
I'm glad you mentioned bribes, Josh, because yesterday Ryan and I were trying to formulate something, a little bet, a gentleman's bet, something about the Ducks winning a championship. And somebody having to get a tattoo of a Psyduck. So I think I need to win a championship this season because I would like to see Ryan get some ink. You heard it here first, folks. If the Ducks win a championship this year, I'm bringing Ryan to the tattoo shop and he's getting a Psyduck in a place of his choosing.
Without everybody forfeiting on purpose.
Yeah, nobody forfeit, please. I need this to be as legit as possible. Also, if you would like
I smell any fishy business, it's all off.
Yeah, no. I'll record every single match. I'll have somebody tape me or something. And then we'll get it in writing and let's see. All I need to do is make the playoffs and anything can happen, Yeah,
that's true. That is true, so.
And this team looks good. I'm just going to keep in mind, I'm going to be attentive when I do my first couple matches, see where my weak parts are, and I think I'm gonna try and be more active towards the trade deadline this year. Try and trim the fat where I can, and be in it for a long haul. Build my team for a playoff run.
There you go, nice. Yeah. So speaking of a playoff run with 10 weeks and 20 teams, Josh, how do you feel with the expanded league? Do you feel like, so obviously we're still waiting on some games from the point of when we're recording this, but it seems, I don't want to say too much, but I feel like, maybe a couple of the minor teams were in the minors because they still needed, time, seasoning, and now we throw them up here and you know what I mean. I don't want to speak poorly of anyone's play.
I don't know if I can say anything about my chances or the chances of other people when I was like ranked 15th out of 16 last season.
Oh, so. I'll say whatever the frig I want. Any of you rookies out there, you're friggin', if you suck, the Ducks are gonna whoop you, Bill Belichick style. I'm gonna run the score up. I don't even give a frig.
So what I was trying to lead the question into, do you feel like the expanded league is in your benefit or is a hindrance to you?
Oh,
gosh.
low as a fairly low skill player, I feel like it's neutral. It could go either way. I just think back to the last time I played doubles when it was 6v6. It was like season 2 or season 2, I think. Because I took that long.
That was a completely different format.
And I remember I did fairly well back then with some timely ally switches and all that fun stuff. And now with even more Pokemon available, I don't know. I think it's the first time I ever drafted a team with like a theme. So I think my chances are like pretty good because rain is like not bad. But like Ali said, I'm going to be taking advantage of the trades and free agents this time around. I don't think I did any trading or free agents and the singles. I have my eye on some ideas for the future, but I don't know. I would rate my chances as neutral. 5 rings out of 10 rings, right in the middle, for getting to the end, despite the high ranks that I got in the preview videos. Ali, what about yourself? Do you feel like the expanded schedule going from 8 weeks to 10 weeks and going from 16 to 20 teams, do you feel more confident with this, with the more teams and longer schedule, or less confident?
Well, for the first part of that, the longer schedule, I think everyone should feel more confident because it gives you a little bit more time to adapt. Time's always a good thing in any competitive league. It gives you an ability to make a comeback, and B, to evaluate. So I think that's going to be good. And
all right, you hear it, folks. Next season, 50 weeks.
50, yeah, let's just do it year round. Let's just be like soccer and just never end.
Never.
And then it's going to be nice. There's
never a playoffs. Everyone's always fighting for the playoff. That'll never come.
and then it's going to be nice to beat up on some people. I want the names of the newbies, and I'm gonna make an example out of them. That Ducks are no longer last place. We're 4th from last place.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. So with that, Ali, good luck on your battle. I'm sure I'll be talking about it during the podcast when I record that part. Josh, good luck on week 2, bouncing back from that. Anything you want to say to your week 2 opponent, Josh? Maybe he already watched your battle.
Watch out for the swimmers, I guess.
Yeah, for the swimmers. All right. Well, thanks, Josh. Thanks, Ali, for joining me. And we'll catch you guys later in the season.
All right. Have a good night.
See ya.
Hello, socialites. I'm joined now by the reigning champion, Danielle of the Tokyo Togekiss. How's it going, Danielle?
It's going well.
Awesome. Glad to finally have you on the podcast. Haven't had you on a podcast since your win. Freaking Rotom can't hit a hydro pump when it needs to. But, always got the second one, just never the first one that mattered. But is what it is. So why don't you just kind of, go back a month or so, go back to that match. Unfortunately, my stupidity, we did not have the first 2 games recorded because I don't know how YouTube stream scheduling works, apparently. So bring us back. Tell us kind of like what you did to prepare for that match and how you kind of felt through the match. And then obviously when you won, what was your reaction, etc.?
First of all, reaction-wise, I was really surprised. And I did not expect to win, at all. I just was like, okay, I've never won against Ryan. I don't expect to win now. And so, for all my matches, I always just, write out every Pokemon, its stats, and, what it's weak and all that against. And that's really it, because if I overthink it, it's going to be, not good. That's, almost all the games I've lost, I've overthought a lot. So, I went into it kind of prepared, but I didn't have, a plan, because I was like, if I try and follow a plan, I'm going to, completely screw it up. It's not gonna go well. And then Wait, what was the rest of it? You said reaction. I got
Yeah,
that.
just kind of go through the games. Like, obviously you won the first one, then I came back, and then
I didn't think I was coming back the third one at all. I was like, oh no, he's got me. He's done it once. He's gonna get it again. I was so surprised. I think literally we were all watching it, and I think I screamed. I was like, holy shit.
you probably would have had it anyway, but Rhoda missed those hydro pumps. Both games that I lost, he missed the hydro pumps and let you get stealth rocks up. In the third game, the final, I had forgotten that stealth rocks were still up. So I
remember I got pretty lucky. There was like a couple times that like you missed a shot and I was like, that probably would have killed me or gotten really close to killing me. And then I was able to get something off. I don't even remember. It's like all a blur. I was just like really surprised, honestly.
The Rotom is what hurt me. So I will never draft Rotom Wash again. He's off my team. You failed me, buddy. You failed me. I needed you. But no, definitely some great games overall, though. They were all really good. They all came down to, I think the second one, I had a few Pokemon remaining, but all the other ones were like only one at the end. So very, very close match overall. Again, I wish I wasn't.
Wish they were recorded.
Yeah, the first. That's okay. The one that matters to you is the one that's on there. But yeah. So again, congrats. I'm still working on that trophy. Don't worry. That will be on the way.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to find like something a little bit different than the previous ones that I've ordered. Because I mean, these are kind of like, they're not the best quality, but I mean, I win all the time, so I order them for myself, so it's not that bad. So I'm scouring the interwebs for something that is a little bit better, but with Pokemon being a licensed thing, it's kind of hard to find stuff. But I promise it will be soon. It'll be before the end of this season. How about that? I'll promise that much. Before the season 6 champ is crowned, you'll have your trophy. But yeah. So speaking of season 6, though, here I'm actually gonna pull up your team real quick that you drafted. So obviously, from the point that we're recording this, we're in the past. So you haven't had your week 1 yet against Chryssalanius, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So why don't you just walk me through kind of like your draft strategy? Obviously, as a champion, you were the last draft pick in the first round, but that's kind of nice because you get back-to-back picks at the end. So when I look at this team, Danielle, I see a thick booty. Like that is a lot. That's a lot of bulk to get through. So just tell me kind of like what your draft strategy was and how you feel about your team comp overall going into the first week.
Well, first and foremost, I always try and challenge myself. Like every season I played, last season it was like setting up weather and all that. Like I've never, or not weather, terrain. I've never done that when I played Pokemon. I never was okay, to beat this gym champ. No, I'd go in with my starter and the rest of my team under leveled and be like, all right, next one. So doing this the whole league is kind of a challenge for me because I've never done a Pokemon League before. So this season, I tried to a little bit with Klefki, but I never used support Pokemon at all. And I didn't mean to kind of overdraft Tanky and support. I definitely did because I didn't know who to pick, and every time a Pokemon I wanted went, I was just okay, I'll get an evolution and I'll trade it out. I'm not worried because I also didn't trade a lot in the past couple seasons, so I was okay, now I got to, or else I'm gonna just probably inadvertently stall or lose, or both. Magearna, when I played doubles the first season, really scared me.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrified me. I was what is this thing? I don't know what it is. I'm gonna find out what it is, and I'm gonna draft it for doubles next time. And so that was the only thing that I really wanted was Magearna. I was okay, I'll just pick some other Pokemon that I think could do something, and then I'll trade them out as the season progresses and I see what other people have. So not too much of a strategy. But that was kind of the point. I was like, all right, I won one. I don't really have that much of like, I don't really care about being like, oh, I need to get like first again. Like, no, I did it once and I didn't really mean to. I just kind of kept winning and I was like, well, I made it this far. So, I don't know, just trying to have fun with it, see what I can do. Try and figure out Magearna and win with Magearna because Magearna was cool.
Yeah.
That was basically it. I had one Pokemon I was like, I really want this one, and it was Magearna.
Yeah, I think, that was your first pick, so 20th overall. Magearna is interesting. Obviously, its ability Soul Heart is, doubly good in doubles because there's more Pokemon on the field, so more chances that Pokemon are going to die while Magearna's out there, therefore making Magearna stronger. How do you feel, though, in the format where you can't Dynamax Magearna, though? Do you feel like that takes something away, or do you feel like you have enough support Pokemon to be able to protect it? Like, obviously...
I think I definitely have enough supports. But, I mean, I don't know. I think I'll figure it out as I go. It's usually the strategy. I'm just like, all right, let's see what I can figure out in the first, 2-3 games, and then start worrying a little more. But I mean, if Magearna really doesn't work out, you can drop X tier, right? I'm almost certain.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason why I was just like, okay, whatever. Like every Pokemon that I drafted, I can drop, trade, whatever. So I mean, it depends. I'll just have to see how it goes. I don't know yet.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. So speaking of not knowing it, how do you feel? Give us a prediction that we can all look back at. When I finish the podcast recap later. How do you feel going into your match against the Diamond Desert Dwellers? I'm actually going to pull up Chris's team here.
I'm excited. I don't know how it's going to go. I think I might have an idea what he's going to do. Groudon, Heliolisk type of thing.
And
yeah. But I still I just look at every game as a way to learn more because there's a lot that I've learned in just the past season or two that I've come a really long way. And so I kind of almost on purpose chose a team that I kind of couldn't just go in and be like, okay, here are my heavy hitters and just try and even sweep. Now I have to set things up, and I don't think I'm gonna do too well tonight on that. I don't know yet. I don't know. But every game, I'm just trying to learn from it, so I don't know.
There you go. Well, best of luck, Danielle, in your first game. I mean, I want to see the reigning champ, do well at least, and then, you can lose next week. How about that?
Yeah, I'll probably. I have not won a regular season game against you, and I think this will be the third.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, because did we play last season?
I think we did.
Yeah.
I forgot. I know I've played Caitlyn every season, or I'm playing her every season, including this one.
Yep.
But I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I played against you too, though.
Yeah. So.
And I've lost everyone.
I
won the one that counts, though.
Revenge match. That's all. And we'll see how that goes. But that I'm glad I was able to win week 1, so now I can focus on that. So
yeah,
got to get my revenge. Consolation prize at least. But yeah, definitely good luck against Chris, and congrats again on the trophy. I'll definitely pick out something cool for you. Anything you want to say to all your fans, since you haven't been able to say anything to them since the championship?
Low expectations for me this season. Don't place them high. Don't be like, oh, Raiden champ lost game number 7 in a row. Don't do that. If it happens, y'all don't know me. You don't say anything. That's all I gotta say. But if I do well, then I mean, I take that back. I'm not jinxing it though. I'm not. I refuse.
I gotta say, because the only other person to ever win in the society, he stopped playing the season he won. So at least this is our first season where we actually have 2 former champions in the season.
fun.
So yeah, so think, historic, little, little history moments there. But again, thank you, Danielle. Again, awesome that you're the champion. I guess I can't win them all. So, but I'll catch you next week in week 2.
All right, I'll see you.
Thanks everybody for checking out this episode of GPS Tracking. Stay tuned for the future. Again, looking to maybe put some more news focus on this. You saw a little bit of that at the beginning of this podcast. Thanks again to all the coaches for joining us. Stay tuned for more Draft League videos. Probably have some Pokemon Unite tier lists with all that stuff going on. Hopefully get time to actually play some of those games. But we'll see you to recap week 2 next week. As always, stay classy, society.